everyone, welcome to your channel Data Science Studio, and today we are going to start with day 22 of Python programming for data science. So let's get started. So in today's session we are going to discuss the second part of Seaborn library, and in this one, as we have seen in last session, that Seaborn is a Python data visualization library. It is based on matplotlib and it is very useful library to plot the statistical graphs. So now we will, so first thing is we'll import all the libraries. And another point, there are two ways in which you can use Seaborn library. One is for the categorical variables. It is called catplot, which is categorical plot. And within catplot, we have multiple types of plots which we'll be discussing. So catplot provides an interface for drawing categorical plots onto a facet grid, and the Seaborn library returns a facet grid where you can plot multiple subplots. And first plot which we are going to discuss is the strip plot. So strip plot is actually used to see the spread of your data for a categorical variable with respect to a numerical variable. So here we are loading our data set and we are plotting a cat plot. So sns.catplot, and we are plotting, trying to see the class variable. So there are three classes in the Titanic data set, first class, second class and third class, and we are seeing the spread of their age. So if you see, the third class is the most young class. So you can see the spread of your data by way of strip plot. So by default, the categorical cat plot gives you a strip plot. You can set the height parameter, you can set the aspect parameter, and you can set the palette as well. Palette is the design of the, or the color combination of the graph. And apart from that, there are some other attributes. So for example, instead of this cat plot also, you can use a inbuilt strip plot method. So if you do that, so here what we are trying to see is that first of all, you can set the size of the plot. The advantage of cat plot is that here you can set the height and aspect parameter, which is the height and width ratio, and in the strip plot you can set the figure size if you are using strip plot function. So here we have x is class, y is age, and hue is gender. So based on the gender, it will show the spread of your data. And like this, and you have the palette as well, and dodge is equal to true. Dodge is equal to true means all the points will be separated. Next plot which we are going to discuss is box plot. So box plot provides a 5-number summary of a variable in the data set, and these summary variables are minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile, and maximum. So first we are using the cat plot functionality. So here you see the box plot. So with respect to age, so you can perform box plot with respect to a single variable and with respect to a categorical variable as well. So here we are trying to see within the class category what is the spread of the data and whether the outliers whether the outliers are present or not. And here you can see in the second class variable there are outliers present, and in the third class variable also outliers are present. Only in the first class there are no outliers. And there is another plot. So here you have to specify kind as box. Similarly, in the because the default is strip plot, so you have to specify the kind parameter. Here there is another thing which you can do with the box plot. This is called as boxen plot. It gives a more visually appealing figure of a box plot in terms of the spread of your data. And hue is your gender, and then you have height and aspect parameter, and you have palette. So all these parameters will remain same. Similarly, you can use you can draw a box plot of a single variable. So here I am using just y equal to age. So instead of the class variable, I am just seeing the box plot of the age variable. So you can see within age variable there are couple of outliers present in the data set. So box plot you can see with respect to a single variable and with respect to a categorical variable as well. Next plot is Here also you can use the inbuilt box plot method, and you can specify the order as well, like this. So this is one, and you can set the different palette sizes as well, like this. So here I am specifying, I am doing the box plot with respect to age and class, and you can specify the hue parameter as well in the inbuilt method of box plot. So that is the advantage of using this as well. So here you can see third, second and first. So you can specify the order as well. For example, class will come first, second will come second, and then first. So this way you can specify the order of the categorical variable in which you want to see your box plot. So that is functionality is also present. Next is called as bar plot. So bar plot shows the comparison between the discrete categories in a categorical variable. So here if you see, this is the box plot. So what we are seeing over here, there are some black lines over here. So these black lines are actually the 95% confidence interval of a variable, which means that 95% of the values will lie between this line, black line, and this bar which you are seeing is the mean value of the bar. So here we are using the we are setting the, you can set the theme of the Seaborn package as well. You can set the style is as white grid and palette as accent, and you can create the categorical plot first, and using that categorical plot you can set the axis labels, you can set the x-ticks labels. So x-ticks labels is actually to provide labeling to the x-axis. So based on the number of categories you can pass it as a list. You can set the title, which is the column name, and what is the column name? Column name is first, second and third. You can set the while limit as well, because this is survival rate is a percentage. So this while limit will be between 0 and 1, and you can set the spine left equal to true. So in all the plots you are seeing these black lines, so which is the axis lines. So if you want to remove these axis lines on the left side of each bar, so if I don't do this, your bar will look something like this. You have these lines over here, right? If I remove this, it becomes, graph becomes more neat. So there are no border lines of the graph. Similarly, you can, here we are using the catplot functionality, and kind is equal to bar. Similarly, you can use bar plot, and you can pass the hue parameter as class. So there are two ways in which you can plot the same plot. One is using the cat plot and passing the kind parameter, and one is using the method as such. So here I am using the bar plot method and plotting the data between who and survived column, and hue is equal to class, and rest all the functionalities will remain same. You can set the figure size, and you can set the axis label, x-ticks labels and y limit as well. So now you should be very clear how to plot different functionalities. Next is called as count plot. So count plot is actually used when you want to count the number of observations in each categorical bins using bar plot. So this is my count plot. So what I am trying to do over here is I am using the again cat plot method, inbuilt method, and I am passing kind as count. Rest everything will remain same, and I am changing the palette every time to give a different visualization to the graphs. And here you can set the labels, axis labels, which is survived and count. So x is survived, y is count, and x-ticks labels is no and yes. So no means the persons who have not survived and the persons who have survived. Yes is person who have survived. So if you see, a majority of the people in the third class have lost their lives in comparison to first and second class. So this is how you can visualize your data of a categorical variable in terms of counts. And you can set the y limit parameter, and again as spine left equal to true. Similarly, you can use the inbuilt count plot method like this. So here you are getting a different. So if you are using a cat plot method and passing kind as a bar, you might get a different view, and that will be more visually appealing. So if you see, there is a difference in terms of visualization as well. So here I am passing the hue parameter as well, and based on the gender, it will say whether the person has survived or not. So here we have done based on the class, but you can column, you can pass as gender as well. So in this way you can slice and dice your data and you can visualize your graphs in multiple ways. Next plot is called as pair plot. So pair plot is a very important plot, and it is used to plot pairwise relationships in a data set. And for the diagonal plot, so if you do this pair plot, so this is the pair plot, and what this diagonal is the self variable. So diagonal, what it will do for diagonal plots, it will do a marginal distribution, which is the spread of a data by default. So because total bill with total bill scatter plot will not make any sense. So for diagonal variables, it will be a marginal distribution. For rest of all, you can see a scatter plot, and I am passing the hue parameter as well in the pair plot. So pair plot is a very important method to see the distribution of your data for the numeric variables in the data set, and you can pass the diagonal kind as well. So here we are seeing the marginal distribution, but you can see the histogram as well. So here it is plotting the histogram. Instead of marginal distribution or the distribution of the data, it is plotting the histogram. So the way you want to slice and dice your data, you can pass the parameters accordingly. Another important plot is a joint plot. So joint plot is used to draw a plot of two variables with bivariate and univariate graphs. So here let's say I want to plot the scatter plot between total bill and tip variable. So what it will do, joint plot will plot the histogram as well. So histogram in the sense it will show the spread of your data, different variables. This is total bill, this is tip, and at the same time pair plot as well. So it is a combination of pair plot as well as the univariate graphs. Similarly, you can pass the hue parameter as well, like this. So in this one you can see hue parameter is gender, and it is plotting the different joint plots. So you can pass the parameter palette as well. So these are the various important graphs that we use for exploratory data analysis, and Seaborn is a very good library for visualizing your data, whether it is bar plot, count plot, or pair plot, or joint plot. So these are very important concepts, and you should have a good grip on how to pass different parameters based on the kind of variable you are studying in the model. In our next session, we will see another visualization library, which is pairplot, and we will be seeing some other functionalities in that as well. So please subscribe, like, and comment your channel, and stay tuned and stay connected. Thank you.